Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to bring you along on a ride on my Gen 1 Sherman. Now I've had this wheel for quite a long time. It was a second-hand wheel from Speedy Feet, but I want to give you guys some feedback because I've done 1,000 miles, 1,000 or just over 1,000 miles on this wheel. Now I just want to give you guys some feedback. I've been doing a lot of riding on my S18 to get that to 1,000 miles, and you guys can just check a few videos back. I did a overview video of the Kingsong S18 1,000 mile update, and today it's going to be a 1,000 mile update on the Gen 1 with the low foot plates or plate height version. Gen 1, I've been riding it through winter, and now the summer I've just been hammering out the miles to work and back, because that's the easiest way to get long or solid miles on an EUC. If you want to smash out miles, use it to go to work, commuting every day, exactly the same, boom boom, 20-mile round trip for me. So yeah guys, come along and I will tell you a few points that I absolutely love about this wheel. There's very little negative things. I'll cover a few, but it's pretty much mostly positive. And you can see the guys that buy Shermans is just basically, this is the wheel that they use to just ride. All the other wheels come in, they review it and they check it out and yeah, this is great stuff. And then when you see them riding just for fun, they're usually on the Sherman or a M10 3 or M10 4 now. But yeah, the Sherman has been for me absolutely beautiful. But yeah, let's get going and I'll talk a little bit about the things that I like about the Sherman. Let's go. So guys, let's start at the bottom of the Sherman. Now, I've been using the Sherman for this type of riding. This is, I would say this is gravel trails. My route to work is this road, and it's pretty much about 30-40% road, and then all the distance, all the way to the office is on this gravel. And there's some really deep little ruts here that makes this wheel bounce because it's quite heavy, but it's got a nice soft tire, and if you run it at a good pressure that it doesn't cause any pinch flats, you are pretty safe. I am a 75 kilogram rider. I just need to check for cars here in the front because sometimes they fly around the corner here, and some mud, but I'm a 75 kilogram rider. And the key thing for me with the Sherman is this tire, man. I wish all EUCs will come out with an option to have a street tire for people that want to ride in street, and then a knobby tire that is made for this type of terrain. Now, for us here in the UK, a knobby tire for me and my trails, it is absolutely a necessity. Clears the mud, it keeps control when it's sandy and muddy, and man, this thing just sounds awesome on the road. You know, everyone has heard the Sherman scream, and it makes other people aware that you are coming from behind. So that is also positive. But yeah, the tire for me is just absolutely brilliant. This tire of mine, I don't know if you guys can see on the video, but my tire has got a wobble in. This is, I've got one of the tires of the first gen that's got this wobble in, and I said to myself, it's not going to really bug me, but the faster you ride, the more you can feel this little wobble in the tire. So I might just keep it on there and just ride it till the tire is finished. Or what I'll do is I will replace the tire with a new one, because I like this tire. I think this is CST tire, standard Sherman tire. But yeah, maneuverability is brilliant. Such a heavy wheel. Yes, the wheel is heavy. I wouldn't say this is a new rider friendly wheel, but if you are a heavier rider, this might be actually a good wheel. Solid, low down weight into the wheel, so it allows you to really get time to get on the wheel without the wheel wanting to tip over. Then secondly is the maneuverability of this wheel. Now I still have the InMotion V12 high torque, and my Sherman feels to me more agile than that wheel. I don't know why. I do not know why. It's not because of the side pads I've got on this one, the Grizzla side pads. It's just, for me, this Sherman just feels more agile. I don't know why. Boom. And I did try the Sherman without the side pads to compare it, because I haven't ridden the Sherman without the side pads for quite a while. But it is exactly that. Really agile for such a big wheel. I'm just going to stop here. I've stopped next to the canal here because it's quite narrow here in the front, and I don't want to fall off trying to think what I want to say about this beautiful wheel. But yeah, so the agility for me on this wheel is just amazing. I don't understand it. Yes, it is heavy, but it's easy to maneuver, and I think the reason for that is because these two the 4 battery slabs hang so low to the center, to the ground, that it allows for the wheel not to feel top heavy. Quite bizarre for such a heavy wheel. But yeah, so the tire is awesome. I love the tire, and as you can see around me, it's already starting to get muddy. It's becoming autumn, so this tire is absolutely awesome. The low center of gravity and the ease of ride of this wheel is another point that is it's just absolutely great. It's just great. The foot plates, a lot of guys change this to Lenovo's or aftermarket foot plates. Yes, it would make probably a good difference for me. I use snow boots. I'm starting to use my snow boots again, and they've got the little like small little claws at the bottom, and they help with grip. But yes, upgrade on that would be great. I'm sort of thinking, do I keep this wheel, or do I upgrade to the Sherman Max and then spend a bit of money to fix it out, or just keep this one out because it's really been fine. IP rating, I've ridden this one in the rain. I'm always a little bit worried. The screen is the one that is not properly sealed. I haven't sealed it. I might put a little bit of a beading of silicone around it for this winter coming, but I haven't had any issues, and I've been using it not in the rain. I don't ride in the rain, but I ride to work, and if it rains I have to get back to my house, so I ride it in the rain. So and I'm caked and I'm super covered in water, and the wheel is fairly dry, so that is also quite good. The roll cage, I haven't had any big crashes, touch wood, but had a few tumbles, but the roll cage hasn't done anything really. There's a few scratches on there, but it's absolutely brilliant. The light, one thing that I would like for the light is like the light that Adam from Wrongway has got, the one that throws the beam down and slices it off at the top. So I might look at upgrading that. And a rear tail light, I would like to get that tail light a little bit brighter, but I've got loads of cycle lights that I can fit onto the bars, front light, additional lights, and whatever. You can clip on any cycling thing to this bar, and this is what makes it so great. You can also buy the aftermarket seat that clips onto the top here. I don't do any seated riding really. It's for me is exactly the reason why I don't like cycling that much, because I don't like sitting down the whole time. But I think if you do have a seat, the seat is quite comfortable. I don't have a long enough open road that I can sit down. It's going to be sit down for like 500 meters and then I have to get up again. So the dual charge ports, the 5 amp charger that comes with the wheel, perfect, charge it nice and quick. I did a few range tests in the summer. I can get about 96 miles of bombage next to the canal to work and back before it starts beeping. So I can definitely get easily about 100 miles out of this wheel if I keep it to about 22 miles per hour. Okay, a few other things. The screen is for me again key. I can look down, big digit, bright, easy to read, love it. The mudguard didn't come with a wheel. I got it for free because it was part of when I bought the wheel. But it's definitely a must if you ride in any rainy or muddy conditions. The other day I was cruising through some mud and whatever, and it oozes out the back of the mudguard. So if you're ever going to do long trail rides where it's gravel and muddy, it's best to get a good old mudguard. 1,000 miles on this wheel, just over 1,000 miles. Have I had any trouble with the wheel? Zero. And I think a lot of guys can vouch for the Sherman. It's just a brilliant wheel. As I said earlier, probably not a starter wheel or first wheel, but if for heavier riders, it might be worth looking at one of this. And even if you can look at a second-hand one, if I have to compare a V12, and I know the V12 high torque's price is not the same as a Sherman, but if I have to choose between a Sherman and a V12 with the new tech on the V12 compared to the Sherman, I'll rather buy a second-hand Sherman than buy the V12. I don't know why, man. I just don't get the mojo on with the V12. As much as I like the wheel, it's just an awesome wheel. It just doesn't ride. It doesn't ride good for the trails that I ride. Bizarre. If you're on the road, awesome. Open trails, smooth trails, perfect. Yeah, this Sherman is just for me brilliant. Anything else? The cooling, I've never had the wheel overheat really. The fans and stuff come on, I can hear it. 54 degrees it comes on, and it cools the wheel down. I've not had any problems with charging. Nothing really, to be honest. I would like to try a Sherman Max, just to compare the pedal height and if that makes any difference to the ride of this wheel, because that's one of the things that I think is good with a wheel that's got a low center of gravity, or the pedals is low. It's easy to get on and off and ride it. As soon as it gets too high, it might get top heavy. I don't know. If you have a Sherman Max or the Sherman with a higher foot plates and you had this Gen 1, drop some comments below about what is your feeling. Was it a big difference? Is there any difference? Do you feel anything different? And how your Sherman Max performs, and if you think it's worth an upgrade. And if you guys say it's not worth an upgrade, then I might just trick this one out and keep this wheel. So I really do love it. Spend a bit of money on it. Anything else I can think of? No. Even with the low pedal height, I've not had any pedal clips. I had a pedal clip with my S18 on mountain bike trails, but that was me riding into a narrow gap, and I was hitting the side of the trail. You don't have high enough foot plates to actually cover that. So I haven't had any problems with this. And also, if you do fit these Grizzla pads, if the wheel does fall on its side, it creates another area, rubberized area where it can fall onto, and it doesn't damage the side of the wheel. Other things that I would like to do as well: open the sides, grind that little bits off to protect the battery management systems. Otherwise, guys, I've had no issues. Absolutely brilliant. And I can fully recommend this wheel. Not that you have to listen to me really, but if you ever in doubt about a Sherman, just you can feel confident when you buy one that it's a solid wheel. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little video. There's a bit of ride footage that I'll add in at the end if you're interested. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, and if you did like this video, give it a big thumbs up. And if you have any questions about the Sherman, I'm always happy to answer as many questions as you guys can throw at me, wheel related, and I will try and help you guys out. So if you're still in two minds, you've got a few questions, drop them in the comments below and I'll try and answer them. And guys, again, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Cheers.